Welcome to Resource Sessions. I'm Gwendolyn Sterk, and I'm honored and privileged to have with us our October 2023 Not-for-Profit Hero of the Month. So welcome, Jason, from Three Seeds Mentoring Group. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
That's great. So tell us a little bit, what is Three Seeds Mentoring?
So Three Seeds Mentoring is it's a nonprofit, and we focus on character, creativity, and careers. And what we do is we create our mission statement is we create innovative, life-changing experiences for students. And that's kind of like the motto, make it simple so that people understand. You think about innovative, life-changing experiences, that can be a visit to a college, that can be a hands-on activity at a law firm, which we did a mock trial before. That could be dealing with currency, that could be, a day in the life of a job. All of those things are life-changing experiences that people take for granted. So we connect the outside world to the inside world, meaning school, so the young people can figure out what their options are and have a better understanding of what they're good at, like connecting the dots. That's a long answer, but that's the best way I can put it.
No, and that's a great answer. So how did y'all get started and when did you start?
I want to say we started in 2016. I was working before I started the nonprofit. I was a teacher in Nashville. I taught school in Nashville, Tennessee. And then I ran a program. I was an administrator at Prairie State College. I did that for about 5 years, 4 or 5 years. And then I started my own. This would be like year 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, well, 7, 8.
Yeah, the years are rolling by.
Yeah, they roll by. You forget. I mean, the only thing that makes you remember is when students graduate and they come back and it's like, oh, yeah, I have a family now. It's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Or yeah, they're starting
Yeah.
their careers. Yeah, that's what makes you when you really think about it. So
sure. And what gave you the impetus to start this organization?
I feel like there was a need, and it still is. I mean, people live, work, and breathe in silos, right? So they get in the swing of life and they just do this, right? They do whatever their routine is. And I noticed that when I was in education, and then I worked at a school, but then I had a business doing photography and design. I still have that. And I would meet people here and meet people here, and I would connect them to different parts of the life, my life and what I was doing. And a lot of people in the professional space, they don't come in contact with young people.
Right.
Like they just do whatever they're doing, and that might be a separate department somewhere, or they'll say, hey, I want to give back, I want to support. Tell me how. And or they would say, I want to work with my local school, but I don't know who to talk to. So a lot of people, I think, genuinely want to get back. And by me starting this, it provided a meaningful way for the professionals to give back. And then for the students, it gave them a chance to like own their programming. So we do programming. We have basic stuff like financial aid, enrolling in college, tutoring. We have that. But some of the more in-depth experiences come from us listening to what the students say.
And then bridging that gap, kind of like, right? You bridge the gap to that professional, right?
Because some of them don't know what they want to do, and some of them do, but then when they see it, they want to change their mind. So just really allowing for a human experience and a flow of things to happen.
Now, what community do you serve? Anybody in our area? How does that work?
So when I wrote the grant, I wrote it for Country Club Hills, Markham, Hazelcrest. So that's the area. Okay. So it's the schools that feed into that. So that's Hillcrest, Prairie Hills Middle School, and Southwood Middle School. So those schools, we kind of get them in 6th grade and follow them all the way through to college.
That's great. And so anybody in the school district can get that area, but then the people that you reach out to, like the business community, that's unlimited, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's everywhere. That's really what I say. Anybody who has a heart can help.
Yeah, right.
I should put down the shirt. That's a good line.
That's a good tagline for you. There you go. You always get something out of coming on a podcast with us. Very interesting. So now let's say that somebody's listening today and they say, hey, I'm an electrical engineer and I am different than maybe an architect, and people need to understand the role that I play in commercial construction. So they have something very specific. So maybe they can talk broadly and talk specifically, and they want to give back. Do they reach out to you? How does somebody who's listening get involved?
So I would prefer they get back to me. That is the best way. They can shoot me an email, jthomas@3seeds.org. Say it again, JTHOMAS at the number 3seeds, like bird seeds.org. You can put it on the screen too. I don't know. Maybe it can be
Sure,
right.
she will. Yeah.
So they can email me and we kind of talk through what it would look like for them. So it's a couple of different pockets. We have a 6-week summer program that we have, and each week I try to do a theme. And
Okay.
we've done in the past, so we did a mock trial, like I said before. We
Sure.
went to the board of trade and we got to see about stocks and options and things
I
like
want to
that.
go to that one, but okay, keep going.
Yeah, that was cool. So that just came from someone says, hey, I want them to come shadow and
Sure.
see what it's like in the office. So if someone wants to do that, that's fine. If someone says our company wants to donate funds to support an event, we have that. If they say, hey, I want to, I have we have equipment here in the other room. If they say, hey, I want to come and you can interview me and I kind of tell my story that way, we do that. So it's different pockets, but I can only know that depending on what they have. Or if they say, if you have a student, because my program goes 6 through 12, some of my students are in college right now. Some of them have graduated college. So they said, hey, Jason, we would like to host the intern program, or we would like to actually hire. So then we could, do it. And outside of myself, there are other programs like mine who are, they have the same grant funding I do. And I can reach out to some of those first generation low income students who are in school where the opportunity might fit. So if I meet with them via phone call or whatever, I can see where to plug them into. That's kind of like what I'm good at.
Sure. No, and that's wonderful because, you think of a topic like family law, for example, and people don't realize it involves, you have to know about how a corporation is structured, how you fund a business, and then you have to know about the board of trade and how stocks work. You have to know about real estate. So it really touches in a broad different area. And I think that you're right. People pigeonhole themselves in their own occupation. They never go outside of it. So they're not able to bridge that gap for somebody to understand. So this is a wonderful opportunity for people. So with that in mind, how can people get involved, with you? I know that they're going to contact you, they're going to reach out, they're going to provide the services. A student is going to come to you, but somebody else says, right now I don't have the capacity to do that. Do you have events coming up or other opportunities for people?
Yeah, we have a spelling competition that we do in December, and it's called B's for J's. And at that spelling bee, I've been doing that for since I started, it's about 7 years.
Okay.
And the winner of that spelling bee gets gym shoes. So we actually go to the store and buy gym shoes. So that one, we look for sponsors with that. And actually they donate, they get a shirt with their logo on it. So I do a pitch and any business owner can send their logo on a donation, put that on the back of the shirt. The other thing we have a college tour in the spring. We look for donations to support with that. And probably one of the biggest ones I would say is in the spring as well. We have a senior banquet. And the senior banquet these are kids who have applied to college. They've been accepted, and we have them do an Amazon wish list for the whole organization. And then we send that wish list out, and stuff they need, like it might be a shower caddy, a fan, a microwave. And from the comfort of your home, you can sit and say, click, it'll get shipped to my house, and then we'll give it away. Yeah, because sometimes that armchair, like just sitting on the train, you can help by clicking the button. I didn't realize how many people bought stuff on Amazon. Like my wife buys a lot of stuff, and then when it shows up, she's surprised. And I'm like, you ordered it. She's like, oh,
I'm with her. I can't remember what I ordered yesterday, so I get it.
Yeah, and then on the other side, those are ways they can get involved. And if they want to speak, we have something called 3 Seeds University. Those are on Saturdays. And on Saturdays, we have not every Saturday, probably like 1 or 2 a month. And we have a room. And if it's a topic that they want to discuss or a workshop, they can do that as well. So it really depends on the level of a person. Some people like to give money, some like to give time, one of the two, or some people like to give product too. So snacks, I'm glad I remember that. Snacks are a big thing. So if you said, Jason, we want to get the orange juice and donuts for the 3 Seeds Saturday course, or we want to do breakfast bars. Like I've had people do that where someone will have it and it'll get over, like things like that can help too. So it's really whatever. We're not going to turn anything away.
Right. And it's an opportunity for a business to have a sponsorship and get their names among individuals too, because they're the next consumer. Think about it that way, right? I mean, the years are going by for all of us. So they're a student today, but they're a consumer tomorrow. So that's kind of
Yeah,
an
and I like to look at
concept. Yeah.
I like to look at alignment too. So a lot of my partnerships or sponsorship I had, if I look at what they say they stand for, like if they say we give back or we do this, and then if it's something that we're doing that lines up, it just makes sense.
Right.
So if you say, I like to invest in future architects, I'm like, well, we have some, or we like to give back in a meaningful way with our values. Well, we have
Right.
that. So if it's a natural alignment, you don't have to force it. You kind of just see where it connects and then, just do it. And really, I'm big on appreciation too. So I really appreciate people that support and kind of work with me in the trenches.
That's great. Now, a student comes to you and they want to go into law, so they go to your mock trial or they learn the different parts and they're there for the summer. Do you also have any type of services where you really try to hone in on what skills an individual student might have to be able to match that?
Yeah, so I am a certified Gallup strengths coach. So with a lot of our leaders, we have them like our ambassadors, if you will, those type of students. We have them take the Gallup strengths test to put language to what the skill set is. And then we put them in position where we can actually speak to their character, who they are. So yes, they have the resume, they have this, and a lot of them are working, they're working jobs now, but we're trying to position them to think you might have to volunteer to pay your dues. I think paying your dues is like a foreign concept in 2023.
Right.
Like
I understand.
a lot of them say, if I'm not getting paid to do something, I'm not doing it. And so that's the wrong mentality to have.
Right.
Because sometimes, you can give of yourself. And from that, helping others, you actually help yourself, because then people can speak to your ability and your character.
Sure.
So I feel like we do try to hone it. And when we meet with them and they say they want a specific career field, we ask them some prying questions. And then we really try to put them in scenarios, like scenarios saying it. So we have a robotics staff. I forgot to mention that. We have a Southworks engineering robotics. That's a big thing I've been doing with a couple people for the last 5 years. We have like 20 plus local high schools, manufacturing companies, and they do robotic competitions. And these are the kids who can go into manufacturing or STEM or things like that.
Sure.
And that's something we do at regional levels, so regional partnership. And I'm one of the founders of that. Had a call today about that. But those are ways to kind of connect. If you're the kid who likes that, here's an opportunity, do it. Here's the end outcome of position. We have kids who do it's called Ace Mentoring Chicago. That's a organization that's been around since like the 90s. And their goal is to get minority students into architecture, construction, engineering.
Sure.
And those students go downtown Chicago on a train and intern at a firm working on projects. And in May, we do their capstone. We watch them present on this $1 billion building. So kids who have the aptitude, we put them in positions to do those outcomes. Sorry, that was a long answer. I had to think it through.
But it's really the way. You're really a connector too. You're connecting the kids with the individual. If you're listening today and you're hearing this and you're saying to yourself, I'm not sure that I'm the person to do that one-on-one time. I run a business, but I want to give back and I have a skill set. What a great opportunity, because you can give at so many different levels. You can give snacks. You could give your time on a Saturday. You could put a program together. There's so many opportunities. And I would offer, and maybe Jason, this is just my instinct, that once you get involved, you want to do a whole lot more.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And you know what? I just thought of something that people don't think about as a way of helping. Relationships. Oh my goodness. Relationships are so much help. Like, let's say your neighbor is like, works for the Chicago Bulls, right? Your neighbor.
Right.
And you might say, hey neighbor, this kid, Jason, he's a good guy. Do you have any tickets he can give to the kids who get honor roll? The neighbor will say, oh yeah, I can do that. You didn't do anything but talk to your neighbor. That's help. That has happened before. People have talked to their network.
Exactly.
One conversation can help out. You didn't even lift a finger.
Yep. Absolutely. So what a wonderful way. So if you're listening today, reach out. I know do you have a website that people can go to and learn about you?
Yes. It's the number 3 and seeds, SEEDS, like birdseeds.org. And we're on Instagram too. Since I'm a creative, I like pictures and video.
Yeah.
So if you go to 3 Seeds on Instagram, it's 3 Seeds and 3. That's what it is. And you get to see all type of stuff on there of what we do.
That's fantastic. And the school year has started. And if you're sitting there and you're saying to myself, you know, I got to do something. I'm sitting here every day and I really need to reach out and get something going. What a great opportunity. So please, we encourage all of you to reach out to 3 Seeds Mentoring Group and get involved. You know, you can do it at all different levels and you don't have to be there. You don't even have to be there in person. You can get your business promoted and so much to do. So thanks for your time today, Jason. What a great opportunity. We really appreciate you coming on.
No problem. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. It was great. It was fantastic.
Thank you so much.
All right.